Okay. Obviously, very tough way to lose on the road at Louisville, and then you add the point that you lose your quarterback on the last play of the game. It was definitely tough. We came back yesterday. We had very good meetings. We had a short practice. Our guys were in good spirits. The bottom line is now that, we're not going to have Dylan for a certain amount of time. Everybody's got to raise their level, and really that was our message. We got really good leadership. I think our guys fully understand that. Now it's really good that we got an off week this week for a lot of different reasons. To get Mikey more reps, kind of build around him. Joey's been here for a little over a month, and we'll keep playing him in certain ways too. But overall, our guys understand what we have ahead of us. The conference schedule's coming up. Our guys are really excited about that, and so we'll looking forward to this off week. Questions?
Coach, I know Dylan put it out there on Saturday. It's a broken left clavicle. Just how is he doing spirit-wise, and is there any chance he could maybe come back towards the end of the season?
Well, we're hopeful. I mean, he's a great competitor. It's tough right now on him. It's tough on our team. You're talking about, in my opinion, not one of the best quarterbacks, but one of the best players in college football, and you lose him. But, he's a leader. He'll be there for our team, and, we're hopeful.
How, in hindsight, how helpful was it to get Mikey in that game against Bethune-Cookman?
Yeah, it was very helpful. Anytime you get experience in game, and the thing about Mikey, he's really done a very good job. Operating the offense in practice. He's got almost equal reps. Early in fall camp, really early in the season, you want to give your twos a lot of reps, and we've done that, and that's really beneficial now. And then, like I said earlier, for us to have a practice last night, 3 more practices off week, give him a chance to just feel what it feels like. He's still a true freshman, and but our team is rallying around him, and so that'll definitely help.
Coach, earlier in the year, you were talking about evaluation and getting into certain situations is really when you best see how players react. As high as the program was going into this game and hitting a bit of a low point now, do you think you'll get any more opportunity to see more stuff you may have not seen yet?
Well, I mean, you look through 3 games, we've experienced probably as much or more than probably any team in college football with the different scenarios, the ups and downs, and the highs and the lows and everything that goes with that. And because we have great leadership, I really believe we'll grow, and we'll use those tough times as a positive moving forward. That's what it's really all about.
How would you describe Mikey's grasp of the playbook? Is it something you think you have to pare back a bit for him as a true freshman?
Coach Kenny's got a really good idea of, what Mikey feels comfortable with. Going into these first 3 games, he's 1 play away from playing. And so, really, communicating with him, narrowing things down to what he feels comfortable with, and that's what we're going to do moving forward. And the thing about it, he's a very intelligent young man. He can process things. He's very good with protections. He's very good with coverage recognition. So, I think we're in good hands.
Coach, obviously you brought in Joey Gatewood before the season, experience, been in a couple of places. Obviously, you've coached him before. Where does he fit into everything?
Yeah, he's had a role you've seen up to this point. I could see that growing as we move forward. You're talking about a guy that has been in this offense before, but he's also took a year out, a little over a year at other place, and just trying to get comfortable with everything, getting used to his teammates. But there's no doubt he can help us.
Unfortunately, Dylan wasn't the only player to go down.
Yeah.
Ricky Barber, Jalen Robinson, Corey Thornton. How are those guys doing? And obviously
overall, I would say we're a banged up football team right now. I think that'd be fair to say. A lot of those guys will be week to week. Once again, it's a blessing we have an off week. It would be a challenge if we played this next week. There's no doubt. Matt Lee's a guy that really is one of our better all-around football players. We played without him. It was good to rest him. Hopefully this week, get him healthier and have a chance. And those guys that went out, we're hopeful to get those guys back, in a short period of time.
Isaiah Bowser, he's in that week-to-week category as well.
He is, and obviously you saw that was a big blow early in the game. But yeah, he's in that same category. And but I will say this: it was really good to see those other running backs in prime time. Be able to handle the ball, be able to protect the football, be able to protect in 3rd downs, and So that's good moving forward.
Following a tough loss like this and all the injuries that you talked about, how would you describe the team's morale, and what do you and coaches have to do to keep things at a high level?
Yeah, I mean, like I said yesterday, they came out and our leadership, a lot of positive energy at practice. I mean, they're understanding our situation, and like I said, anytime you lose one of your leaders like Dylan, I mean, you got to rally, and I really believe our team will do that. And there's a lot of character on this team. There's a lot of really strong leadership.
Coach, what have you seen from Mikey? Just obviously in this moment, he came in, probably didn't think he was going to be playing much as a true freshman. Looks like he's going to be your starter now. I know he won at a high level in high school, but what have you kind of seen from him in the last couple of days? And is it a guy that you and GJ are going to sit down and kind of prep him to get ready for the prime time?
Yeah, he earned the number 2 spot. I mean, it was a competition, and we let our guys go live, obviously, in the spring and all that, and fall camp, and he earned that. And so he was one play away. And anytime you're one play away, you got to prepare like you're a starter. And he's done that the last 3 weeks. I know that's helped him. The fact he's a true freshman, I mean, there's going to be some learning things. There'll be probably a few growing pains, but everyone around him, we've got to, and coaches included, myself included, we've all got to raise our level to help him, and we're confident we can do that.
You mentioned, I think, 3 practices this week. How have you in the past, your coaching staff, handled bye weeks from, perspective-wise?
Yeah, in the past, we've been very successful after bye weeks, and I just used the same formula. We practiced last night, which was good to get some corrections and get out there and let Mikey be the number 1 guy out there. I thought that was real good last night. We'll practice Tuesday, we'll practice Wednesday and Thursday, and like I said, a big factor is getting us healthy. Okay, even some of the guys that made it through the game are banged up. That was a physical game, and so we got to get these guys healthy.
What else do you do in a bye week? Just you mentioned self-scouting the other night. Is it something you just kind of reflect on the first 3 games and kind of see the tendencies and things like that?
Yeah, I think it's real beneficial for our staff. I mean, keep in mind, we're a new staff coming in. We're still learning our players. There's nothing like game nights. That's when you learn about your guys. And it gives us a chance to reflect. We're watching every play, offense, defense, special teams, evaluating us, our tendencies, what we're good at, what we're not, building around. Our tendencies are personnel. There could be some personnel switches and all that could help moving forward. So it's really coming a good week for a lot of different reasons.
As you evaluated the film from the Louisville game, what did you see on defense, and what are the biggest challenges going forward for this unit?
Yeah, really, we're doing a really good job against the run. I mean, that quarterback was a challenge. He got loose on us a couple times, but we've been really good against the run. We just got to get better against the pass, and so we'll work extremely hard to do that.
Tremont Morris-Brash got in there towards the end, obviously made that big play, the bat down and interception. Will he have a bigger role going forward? Is he ready to play starter-type reps?
Like I said last week, I mean, we'll take it week to week with everything. He came in late and made a play. There's no doubt about that, but we'll see how he does, and we'll process that thing week to week.
Is this week more about just, self-correcting as opposed to, getting ready for Navy and their trip?
Yeah, 100%, especially tomorrow. Last night, tomorrow, probably even Wednesday, Thursday, we'll start creeping in to Navy, and then we'll have a regular game week, come Sunday.
Obviously, bye week's good because of injuries, but is it also good when you're playing a triple option team like that? There are some nuances that come with preparing for that style.
Yeah, there's no doubt as far as that goes. And, I know Travis is, he spent some time in fall camp, getting ready for the triple option too, because that's a challenge that, you don't see very much. And if you're not prepared, they can definitely make things challenging.
What have you liked about the play of Quadrant Bullard so far?
Yeah, he's a tough guy. I'll tell you that. He's been a little banged up too, but man, he just hangs in there. He really flies to the ball. He's done a good job, and he's one of those guys every game will improve.
Coach, here in the back, the Dylan situation's tough for everybody, but in your experience, have you lost your starting quarterback before? Where does this fall for you? And
yeah, I mean, I have lost my starting quarterback before. The difference here, I mean, he's the leader of our team, one of the best quarterbacks in the entire country. So obviously it's a big blow. I think everybody understands that, but we got to rally, and we still got a lot of good players. We got to rally, and hopefully we'll get him back before it's before the season.
Just circling back to Matt Lee, he tried to warm up You
Yeah.
know, he was fully,
It was a game time decision. He tried to warm up and just couldn't go, and it broke his heart. I mean, he was crying in the locker room, and I really appreciate him even trying. I mean, most guys wouldn't. You know, he's in a boot most of the week, and he just was determined that to play. You know, it was a short week, and so he's a great competitor. And, you know, anytime your center, your quarterback, those are the two guys, you know, especially, you know, everything they did on defense and, you know, everything that goes with that. Cole Snyder, I meant to say this earlier. I mean, for him to go in and never played center before in a college football game and to be able on the road against all the odd front ID and stuff, he did an unbelievable job. And, I mean, I was really impressed, and there was a lot of stress involved with that. And but we're hoping we get Matt back, you know, very soon.
You're just kind of reviewing the last 3 games offensively. What have you maybe liked the most about your offense, and maybe what areas need the most improvement or most work?
Yeah, you know, looking at the third downs, I mean, that's kind of the one that really stood out, you know, the 2 for 10. We got to be better on third downs, but I have liked our balance. I felt like we've been balanced. But the third downs, we're going to work extremely hard on the third down and 4 to 10. We got to be more efficient in that area.
What can Dylan now bring to the quarterback room and to your entire team?
Yeah, he's a leader. I mean, he'll be around and he'll be encouraging, and just his leadership. You know, he's got a voice on this team. People listen to him, and you know, he'll help us in that area.
obviously, you know, there's a game later against UConn this season, but really conference play is now beginning. Just what are your thoughts on the American and some of the teams you'll face?
Yeah, you know, of course, we're taking it week to week, but I will say this. I mean, I transition in the non-conference kind of behind you, and I just know that the goals of this team is to win the conference, and, you know, for that to be kind of a new season with an off week in front of us has definitely helped.
Kind of going off on that note, you had a practice last night. Just kind of what was the vibe from the team and the players, the leaders maybe talked to the team? I mean, to kind of get them in the right mindset, because obviously it was a crushing loss, but there's still a lot to, you know, a lot of goals in front of you.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And, you know, we have a 24-hour rule, whether we win, whether we lose, you know, and obviously Saturday, you know, hey, that's 24 hours, put it behind you. That's in the rearview mirror. It's moving forward. And our guys, they flipped the switch. We had really good meetings. There was a real positive vibe at practice. And I think we accomplished good things, offensively and defensively. Now, we didn't go out there long, but it was good to get out there with them. And off day today, let our coaches kind of catch their breath. I've got some coaches on the road recruiting, which is very important moving forward. And got our coordinators in the office, you know, just evaluating things, like I said, and getting the best plan possible for us moving forward, whether it's scheme, whether it's personnel, and starting to get a head start, you know, on our next opponent. Okay. Thank you all.